Hi guys, my name is Debbie and I'm an intuitive reader as well as a medium here. And I'm here to give you some type of messages from beyond. Hopefully this does help and resonate. Let's get into it. I also want to thank everybody, the subscribers on my second channel of, yeah, that's been really going up and I really appreciate it. Thank you. I truly, I don't say it a lot and I really should, I should appreciate and say it, more with everything in life, really. I try. I was, well, not to get sidetracked here. All right. But anyway, I was told one time by another reader, because it is hard to read your own cards, that you should wake up and appreciate life more. And I appreciate everything. So I take her advice. All right. Ooh. I'm feeling that there was a couple that had a fight and they fought about money. And I feel that like the father figure here, the husband passed away of a heart attack, like left and had a heart attack. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. I just feel that, life is not all about the money here, okay? I feel it's all about the love, and it could be worked on, definitely, but there's a lot of guilt here, Eight of Swords, okay? And I feel that he's basically saying, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry that we fought, because I feel she feels guilty, because the last thing that you did was fight right before he had this heart attack. Now, he could have had it at the home, okay, for some. For others, I feel that he left, because they're showing me a friend of mine back in 1985, I know I'm old school here, her father had the same situation. I don't feel it's him, or else he'd be trying to talk German. He was all German. He knew German fluently. But yeah, he would be having an accent and knowing words, But no, I don't feel it's him. But I do feel, however, that he left the fight and he wound up dying, okay? But anyway, so yeah, there's definitely a lot of guilt here, because it was kind of loose ends, okay? I literally heard that. And I feel that he's basically apologizing, saying that he was stubborn. He shouldn't have walked away from this situation. He should have came to a conclusion here, or settled it here, and keeping the peace here. And I also feel that the wife, who this is for, is basically saying, I just had to say my piece, but I'm worried, Now, I do feel that there's a possible future move. More definite than possible. I feel like if you haven't had this taken place already, but I do feel that you're going to be talking to a realtor. I really do. I feel that you're going to move. I feel the pressure of, taking care of the home, the cost of it all. And Spirit does not want you to worry about this, okay? I feel that there's some kind of inheritance payout from his passing here, and you will be receiving that. Clarify that. The one very good thing that he did do in his life was get a good policy. I do feel that, he not just took care of his family, or he tried to, even though money was tight, okay, and tough here, but I feel that he is kind of proud of himself, that he took care of things, meaning that he got a policy for after he passed, kind of thing, to still support his, I don't feel that he did anything bad, meaning choosing his own way out of this realm, okay? I feel like he had something to do with the heart, with that Three of Swords. That's a heart. But yeah, he's still watching over you here. I literally heard she has future plans. She has future plans. Now, okay. I do feel that you're going to get more and more into, this is for the wife, I feel that you're going to get more and more into your spiritualness of life. You're going to believe in the afterlife more. You're going to look more research into it here. You're going to get, like, you could get private readings, not a plug, but just saying, you could get private readings from other people too, from other mediums. Now they're showing me John Edward. I saw John Edward down in New Jersey one time. My husband, I was married. This is before he passed, obviously, but he's like, I'm like talking, I'm social bug, and I was talking to people in line, and just chatting it up, and he has these big, huge brown eyes, right? And I just love them about him, and he looked at me real stern with those eyes, and he goes, "Don't talk to anybody." I was like, "Why?" He's not usually like demanding, and he goes, "Because they're undercover. They're taking information. You're going to be called upon, and they're going to know all the information about our son who passed," which is why we were going to see John Edward. But yeah, no, no, nobody was spying on me, basically. But you could be going to see, like, there's so many of us out there in regards to even the popular ones, like John Edward. I'm sure still does readings. There's who else? James Van Brugge. I met him in New York City. But yeah, oh, I just saw somebody. But yeah, and that was really cool. And I had his book, and he signed it for me. I still have it too. So that was rocking cool. But regardless, you're going to get into more and more of your spirituality, the belief of the afterlife, the afterworld here. Okay, that's nice. That's good. Nothing wrong with that. That's my life. But yeah. I feel by doing so, this is going to help release all the mental anguish and the frustration of it all. You're going to put this work in here. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're going to go see somebody. Definitely. I'm feeling in person. You're going to be meeting like a medium here that's going to give you a reading. Sorry for the cough. I got choked up there. I feel like no matter how much money it's going to take, you're going to do this. You're determined to get some kind of messages, Definitely. Now you can go to other people too. Like they're showing me the time when I went to see, we had like this mom's group thing back in the other house. And they had like little fun. It was just a means to kind of get silly, with each other, kind of energy, and just gab the night away and just have fun. But somebody invited a psychic medium, and she did both, right? And she basically told me that I had the gift here. But yeah, and she wasn't that much money, some of them, I mean, if you take advantage of people when you have this gift, they will take it away. Spirit will take it away. So I do feel though that you're going to see somebody in person, eye to eye. That's what that point was. There's going to be times where you're lonely. I get that, and he's going to be there for you. You just have to think of him, and that draws him in. Spirits are known to communicate telepathically. What we think is what we create. So you're thinking of him, you're bringing him in, you're drawing him in. And that's good, I do feel that there's going to be a future employment. If it hasn't happened already, there is a new job for you, or there is a job where you could have been like a stay-at-home person, mom here, wife here, but regardless, I do feel that there's employment. There's definitely employment coming. It can be very frustrating at times, and then you're going to have your good days, and I feel like with his absence now, after his passing, it's harder now to work. It's harder to focus is what I'm feeling. But just know that he is definitely around. I smile is because I hear him saying, that's not the way I would have taken care of that. This is you at work kind of thing, and him giving his 2 cents. It's something that you did differently than the way that he would have taken care of it, but that's going to be his way, to still keep in touch with you here, to still keep that connection with you here. It's cute. It's kind of cute, you will get gut feelings, especially after I like this spread a lot, especially because you're believing in more in the afterlife, the afterworld here, and that's going to give you a heightened view of more intuition for yourself and be able to connect, to be able to hear him, to be able to feel him. And that's what I'm feeling. Once you do this, if you haven't already, you will. And I feel that definitely that's going to heighten this intuition. You're going to feel him and hear him, even at your job. And it's kind of like, will you stop? I had a moment, I had a dead moment the other night, actually. Something kind of threw me off guard, I guess, and I just wasn't my normal self, and I had a moment, and all of a sudden I feel this ice cold gush of cold air right next to me, and I'm like, not now. Normally I don't do that, I'm always welcoming the spirits, but I had a feeling it was my husband, and I'm like, look, I'm in no mood. But I knew it was him. Spirits show their presence through coldness, It's something that, the air conditioner's not on, the ceiling fan's not on, the fireplace could even be on, and you still feel this gush of cold air. I mean, it was strong. It was like, who opened a door? Yeah, it was my mood swing there. But yeah, I have moments too, where I don't want to, it's just not the right time, and that was not the right time. Plus, I knew who it was, so I just didn't want to deal with him because I was in my mood. But anyway, but no, when you are higher frequency, we'll put it that way, with your intuition, with calming your energy, with getting in touch more and more with your your subconscious mind and your spirit, your interaction, and the belief of the afterlife, you will definitely raise your vibration level, which will definitely help with feeling whoever you lost in your life. So that is what I have. Just a short little sweet story there. Sorry about that. Even Deb has her moments, but it was so funny. It just literally came out of my mouth. And normally I'm polite to spirits, but I knew it was my husband, and I was like, nope. Not now, son. But that's what I have, guys. Do subscribe. Definitely take the time here to smash the like button. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.